Hello, everyone. It's Numerologist Glynis McCants. How are you? Oh, you can all start saying hello. I always like to know who you are, where you're from, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about what's happening in the energy right now and how you're being impacted by it. And we're going to do live reads, which I love doing. Remember, in order for me to do that, you can ask a quick question and then put that full date of birth. Okay, that ensures the accuracy. And if you get your numbers wrong, it means I get the numbers wrong, so don't do that. All right, let's have Vanessa come on in for a moment to say hi. Vanessa, you are with us.
Hi, everyone.
And I'm having you participate. I want them just to know you're there. You're going to be looking at their questions. We're hoping, oops, but you know what she said, but she's also supposed to put it as a banner, Glynis at numberslady.com, so you know where to go and just shoot that to us. So let's just talk a moment of what's happening. So evidently, Mercury retrograde, I believe, started the 18th of this month, and it's going to go for quite some time. It's going to go into August. And for those who don't know, Mercury retrograde it really does promote a breakdown in communication, a misunderstanding. You might get an email, you respond to it, you realize you missed the whole point of the email. It could be texting. You should not, especially if you're, kind of arguing with someone, don't do it in text because you will be misunderstood and it can promote a conflict you really don't want. But for me personally, I'm going to New York. I'm going to the Omega Institute to teach. You should write that down. We're going to talk about Lionsgate, the Lionsgate portal, full moon. It's August 8th, and then I'll be teaching on the 9th, and we'll spend the whole weekend talking about manifesting. So manifesting prosperity, manifesting relationships, manifesting good health. So to learn more about that, if you go to numberslady.com, Vanessa, you can pull up the part where it says my media page, because I have a whole explanation about what I'll be doing for this Lionsgate porthole. But it's not just me. We've got like a Reiki healer, a sound healer, a brilliant astrologer. I will say to Omega's credit, they pick top talent. They really do. Like you cannot be invited to teach if you don't know what you're talking about. So that's awesome. And for anyone today, you watching me, here's what I'm doing for you. If you do join me for that weekend, one of you wins a free 45-minute numerology session with me, just because you went. You went there to take care of yourself, and you're getting this bonus. And that's going to be, because we're going to do kind of like a raffle. And it's only for the people who send me that email. Like you email me the fact that you purchased a ticket, and then you're automatically entered. The other thing I'm doing, one person at the event will either have lunch or dinner with me. So we will have lunch and dinner together. I've got my assistant Mandy coming with me, who's a delight. But these are opportunities. I'm like kicking it up a notch because I know people are going through a tough time. And I had given you a heads up to pay attention to the months of June, July, and August. And my goodness, certainly here, I would say the world stage, but definitely the United States of America, there's a lot of drama happening right now. And of course, it's going to have an impact on anyone who's sensitive. And I find my people are sensitive. Lord knows I'm sensitive. So what happened to me, I was reading the contract and it made it clear you want to fly in the day before the event. Okay, so that was the big deal. And I'm here in California. It's not remotely close to me. Well, I didn't want to mess it up, so I booked my flight. And now I find out that I'm actually a day ahead. So in other words, I'd be fine. I took the red eye thinking I'll come in first thing Thursday because I thought that's when it started. I don't know where this all came from, except that Mercury's in retrograde, and it's a great example. And now I either had the option to change that ticket, which would cost me a lot of money, like $600, or stay in a hotel in New York before I go to the Omega Institute workshop. And that's the choice I'm making. But anyways, isn't that something? So what I love about the world and this universe and the magic in it, powerful things happen. So here's another one for me. 3 times it's happened in 24 hours. My mother's dear friend, her name's Barry. And I'm like, I had my mom's phone because we were going to dinner. She asked me to hold it. I go, Mom, you need to call Barry. Barry loves you and you don't talk to her enough. She's like, I talked to her a couple weeks ago, and besides, she's in Paris. I'm like, are you sure? While I said that, the phone rings and it's Barry. So that happened. Then this morning, I had to deal with this gal. Her name was Christina, and I just shot her an email saying, could you give me a call? And the minute I hit send, my phone rang, and it was her. Of course, she didn't get that email. She just was calling in the moment I said, could you give me a call? And then today with my sister, I was telling her I wanted her to pick my mom up a little later. I was going to say 4:30. And while I'm thinking that, she calls and says, hey, can I pick mom up later today, like 4:45? So that's what's happening in the cosmos. And the more you tap into it, the more you open yourself up to one, being a vehicle when you read people, but also just in life, say, come on, show me this magic and show me what I can do with it. All right. So that's what we're focused on today when I do these readings. It's about accuracy, right? If I'm not accurate, then what's the point? I mean, obviously I'm the numbers lady and I can run numbers all day and help people, but I'm also good at interpretation. Like I can look at energy and say, ooh, I think that's going to happen. So I'm just going to revisit something real quick. This goes to Elon Musk when he was on X. It was June 5th. And it was a date I brought up to you because it was a 2-5-2 day. And in numerology, when double 2 and 5 come together in a date, you need to proceed with caution. I ultimately don't care who you are, what your numbers are. It's just the 2 and the 5 are not in alignment. And when you double it, like double 5-2 or double 2-5, you want to pay attention. So anyway, he got mad. He and the president had a conflict, and he literally said, just so you know, Trump's in the files and in the Epstein files, right? And then the next day when he apologized, he said, look, I apologize for some of the things I said. Well, now come to find out, yes, he's in the files. And we don't know what that is, what that translates into because we haven't seen it. But he said he wasn't. And that's a big deal. So it turns out he knew since May that he was in there. So what I'm telling you is, I warned you about the energy. And if he was a client of mine, I would have warned him about that energy. I also would have warned Elon because, they were working together. And now we just kind of don't know where they stand. There's a lot of back and forth, but it doesn't feel friendly. And I know that date was the turning point. So again, June 5th, 2025. Make a note of what I said. And let's just keep our eyes on where we're headed. And also, go to Google and just Google what else Elon said that day, because I think it's important and I think it's going to show up later anyway. So that's what I do. Numerology, I look at the numbers, then I study the energy that's in conflict because I knew in June that Trump and Musk were having challenging personal months, like where they would battle each other and possibly regret it later. That was definitely something I could see. But now things are just playing out and we're looking at stuff on our world stage. And what I'm asking you to do, especially in this month, go within, go inside yourself, work on your spiritual side. Don't let the craziness get to you. Don't let the anger, the conflict, all of that. No. Do your meditation, do your affirmation, do prayer, go on a trip, get somewhere pretty. I know that water has tremendous power in July. So just if you can get in a body of water, like your bath or if you have a pool or going to the ocean or a river, do that for yourself. It's just going to help you. Okay. Someone said something, which I think is interesting. It says, Musk is a truth seeker, and that makes sense. Well, I will tell you what he also is. He's a double 7. And when you have double 7 energy, you shoot it out. You're going to say what you think. You're going to say what you feel. It's really hard for them. Now, ironically, they're also mysterious. They don't tell you everything, but when they need to, boy, it's in your face. That's it. I often say to someone with a double 7, their mouth, what they say is like a lethal weapon. And that's why I always say, think before you speak. But that's what happened there. Yeah, it's a big deal. So more is going to be revealed, but work on that part. And I promise next week, but also in my newsletter. If you don't get the newsletter, sign up for it. Vanessa can put a message up, please, about signing up for the free newsletter. You do it at numberscity.com. I'm going to tell you what's in store for August so that you can navigate through this tricky time, the month 6, 7, 8. We're going to be this way in this year, 2025. But that's what I do, is I just try to make it easier for you. Okay, here we go. So this gal, Tricia, she's saying, oh my God, stuff's breaking down for a month already. So Mercury retrograde. She couldn't be more correct, because it's definitely happening. And again, if it hasn't happened to you yet, yay you. But if it does, don't take it personally. Don't get upset. Just go, oh yeah, Mercury's in retrograde. And then I have to find that one person. I'm going to pull Vanessa up for a second. Vanessa.
Yes.
Hi. I had pulled someone up, and she talked about her husband, and he got sick, and I can't find that. Do you see it?
Okay. I did. Mm-hmm.
If you can find it, just click it up. That'd be great.
Yep.
And always hi. Tricia, I plan on teaching that workshop, and I hope you're a part of it. Okay. Yeah, I had it. Here we go. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Is this the one?
I think so. It says my husband's very sick, still waiting on the MRI results. And I'm assuming that's his birthday, 12/16/1956. So he's in a personal year of 1. And right now, if they're waiting on results, he's in a personal month of 8. So Valerie, look, I don't know what he's sick from, but my gosh, I am all about healing affirmations. I have a beautiful affirmation. It may be close by. I'm going to give it to you. If it is, hold that thought. It's about the body. Look, I've done this forever, but most importantly, I've always been in the world of healing. The people, what we don't deal with mentally can attack us physically, and that we're able to heal our body. I firmly believe that. And so with that in mind, I'm going to give you an affirmation that he should repeat. Here it is. And of course, if anyone is having tremendous health issues or knows someone who is, pass this on. Here we go. Ready? And Vanessa, I'm going to be saying this, so you might, I don't know, maybe put it in messages, but here we go. I'm grateful for the healing that's taking place in my body, and I am filled with love and light. I am grateful for the healing that's taking place in my body, and I'm filled with love and light. Now, what you could add to that if you want, Valerie, is you could add, I am grateful for the healing that's taking place in my body right now. Because this is all about now, right? Your husband's really sick, that's scary. But if he takes his power back and says, this is my body. The whole thing about doctors, they practice medicine, and practice is the key word in that sentence. So if you're getting your mind in alignment with feeling good, getting healthy, and knowing that you can heal, that's what your husband should focus on. Now, he's born on a 7-day, got a 1 attitude. Let's see what he is. 2, he's got the 3, 4. So he's ultimately a 4. I'm double checking, because when I do these fast numbers, I don't want to be wrong. All right, so we got 1, 2, 4. All right. This is what I know without knowing your husband. He is an internalizer. The number 4 internalizes more than most. If something's bugging them, it's like they don't necessarily communicate it. Sometimes they just go inside, and suddenly it can fester. Chances are he's a hard worker. Maybe he's done a lot of work in his life, but also no matter what, this man is very cerebral. He's got the number 1, the number 7. These are mind numbers. So I'm just suggesting, if he could fill his head with some nice information like the one I just said, those words can only help. He just entered a cycle of 1. That goes for 9 years. So the question is, does he stay in this cycle? Does he get ready? He's got to do it differently, Valerie. Whatever got him sick, he needs to regroup. He has to change his life. He has to do things differently. That's my message. But the affirmation again, I am grateful for the healing that is taking place in my body right now. And I'm filled with love and light. I wrote that affirmation, so please honor that. If you use it, make sure you say that was created by Glynis McCants. Glynis has your number. All right, thank you. And thank you for the question. So yeah, it's very possible that no matter what the diagnosis, he could get better. Yes, he could. All right. Well, Well, Tricia, you said which workshop? I'm doing the one I would love if you went to the Omega Institute in New York, but I realize that's far away. But it's going to be amazing. That one's August 8th through the 10th. But I'm going to be teaching a workshop with students, like people who would love numerology. I want to turn it into a 2-day workshop, so we get some stuff done, right? We really cover this topic thoroughly. All right, I'm pulling Vanessa back. Vanessa. All right, Danny.
Do you see that, Glynis? Do you see that compliment to you?
The necklace? That's adorable. This is a pretty necklace. I remember. I think it came from D years ago.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
So, Benny, it isn't. Okay, thanks, Benny. I'm simply going to say, yeah, so I'm not changing anyone's name, but here's how that would work, Sandeep. And I believe you've shot us an email to book a session. Please book it. Because what you could do is give me some name options, what you're considering or what you're open to. And then I pick the best one for you by the numbers. And in my career, I've probably helped, oh my goodness, probably 2,000 name changes I have done in my career. Yeah. I mean, I've helped people pick the perfect baby name. Like if you're pregnant and you're afraid that won't be, connected to your kid, I help you pick the right number so that there's a bond between the parents. That's a big deal. And then I have people who just need to change their name. Some people want to be a star, an actor, and I help them pick that perfect name. Or someone in business. So like I don't like my name and want to change it, and I help them do it. But I certainly can't do that here. Not when we're doing what I call fast food reads. But please, Sandeep, invest in this. Make it happen. I will help you pick the best name. But also tell me what you're considering, because that's really important. All right, thank you. All right, give me a moment. So this is interesting, so I'm going to look at it. Sandra says, hi, Glynis, everyone. I was born in Mercury Retrograde. So here's what I want to say about that. Does that mean that you're saying you've never had a bad experience in Mercury Retrograde because you were born in Mercury Retrograde? And what I would say is that makes no sense to me, because Mercury retrograde does shift, right? I mean, it's a different experiences. It's very much the astrology, but the planets and the shifting and what's taking place. But I've never met somebody who was born in Mercury retrograde who didn't have a story to tell me on a different Mercury retrograde where things went nuts. However, I see it as a positive. I'm all about it. If you plant seeds of positivity and you say, you know what? I was born in Mercury retrograde, so I can handle this. And I would bet that you handle it better than most people. Yes. Okay. So birthday, I'm just going to say some quick things. You've got, born the 11th, which is a master number. For those who wonder what I think about master numbers, I talk about the 11 and the 22 when it's obvious, like born the 11th, born the 22nd. But also if your full date of birth before it reduces to one digit, if you have a master number, you always honor that. It's like, I'm a master number 11-2. I'm a master number 11-4. Excuse me, 22-4. I'm a master number 33-6. Yes, that's important to do. So, but when you go back, you do your research. Pythagoras, what he was teaching was the basic numbers 1 through 9, because 1 is the beginning, 9 is the number of completion. And you will find, if you're a master number 11, 22, 33, you will find traits of you in the 2, in the 4, in the 6. That's a fact. But yeah, go to numbercity.com, click on the numbers link and read about it. I cover it thoroughly. All right, so what else about you? You 6, 7, 7, 5. So it looks like you're a 5. And then you're in a cycle of 6. Well, Sandra, I would tell you, use this year in power, because a personal year of 6 means it's time to take the bull by the horn. Like if there's something you're trying to achieve, use the power of this year to do it. And then with your 5, I will always warn you, stay busy, but also don't stay stuck in one environment. You got to move around, do things, go on trips. And if you're not someone who travels, then live in books. Because, somebody who's a good reader, they fall in that book and then they live there until they're done reading it. So you're welcome to shoot a note below to me and Vanessa, just telling us whether or not, do you read books or do you travel? What do you do? I'd like to know. But that's my little thought for you. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Okay, so freedom is within. I won't pull that up for now, but what I'm going to say is please do me a favor. I need a date of birth. If you did give a date of birth earlier, because you're talking about selling a property. Oh, here it is. It says, thank you for everything you do. My birthday's blank, and I want to know if I'll sell my home. Okay, I'm going to go like this. Hi, Glynis. Thank you for everything you do. You're an inspiration. My birthday, September 10th. So that's that backwards thing, which makes me believe you're not living in the United States. Vanessa, let's talk about that for a minute because it is funny. Right, Benny?
Yes.
Yeah. So we got.
And it is, what's interesting is you're right. So frequently when I'm pulling readings and someone is from another country, I immediately look to see if it's a higher number than 12, because then I'll know they did it backwards, right?
Yeah, because then otherwise you wouldn't know, right?
Right. And your system does correct it, which is great. But
Yes.
it is one of those things you don't know if it's below 12 or below.
No, but she was smart. Freedom is within. She was smart to at least put September. So that was certainly a clue.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So here's what I would say. Born on a 1 day. When you break it down, 1 + 0 is 1. So we got September 1/1. Wow, 1980. So freedom is within. Your birth date numbers are literally 111. Holy cow. I wonder what you've done with that energy. So 1 is like independent, self-motivated, don't try to control me. I got to get it done. Restless. If you're dealing with other people and they're slow, you're like, pick up your pace. And it's hard for you to put up with nonsense. You know, if someone's talking and it's not interesting to you, you're like, oh my gosh, get me out of here. So I wonder what you've done with all that. Because the key is if you stay really busy, then you can actually be tired at night and just go, yes, I did great. But the other thing is, no matter what, you can have that voice saying, no matter how good, not good enough. Like, did I get it done? Did I do good enough? As a matter of fact, if one thing goes wrong, you're haunted by that one thing. Instead of acknowledging, I would teach you and tell you, acknowledge all your accomplishments. Acknowledge all the good stuff. Now, selling my home. Since you're in a cycle of 1, you could end up selling your home. But again, that's something we cover, right, Vanessa? I do have a special affirmation. It is successful for people. It can come to you through the email. So just shoot an email and say, look, I'm looking to sell my house. Now, I don't know, is your home, has there been a delay? Because this affirmation is about speeding up the process and attracting the proper buyer, like someone who actually makes an offer that's good for you, not where you had to settle or go less, because you'd be very frustrated if you had to go under what you want. So yeah, that's my suggestion. But now you know about you, 111. What would I also say? Make sure you pick a location that's compatible to that energy. Because if you pick a city and state that's not compatible, it's going to be a problem for you. All right. Okay. Like this. All right. So yeah, I do want to bring up my books for a moment. I'm shocked by how many people write me and they don't even have my books. Glynis has your number, loved by the numbers. So if you have Glynis has your number, I promise you there's meat in the book of Love by the Numbers that you could improve your life with. And it's not just about love, like, gee, I need a mate. It's friendships. It's people you work with. It's just understanding them. Kind of the hidden agenda gives you a lot of knowledge. So yeah, and you can go to numbercity.com, go to amazon.com. The books are there. And yes, please, if you don't have it, great for summer reading, ebook, go with the ebook, but start really learning what I'm teaching because it'll change your life for the better. All right. Let's see what else. I'm scrolling through, guys. Okay, that's a question for everybody. Here we go. So Michelle says, I'm not sure which name to use to figure out my numbers. Well, first of all, you do know we offer readings, like the full-blown numerology reading report that gives you your 6 numbers. And if you type love numbers, treated as one word, love numbers, you get a discount in the promo code, and they're already inexpensive. But what it will give you is your soul number, personality number, power name number, birthday number, life path number, attitude number, and destiny number. So when you say, I'm not sure which name to use, the first and last name you go by today, like when you introduce yourself out there, that will give you the current name numbers that you're putting out there. It's like what people experience when they meet you. Your destiny number comes from your birth certificate name, and that number can never change. That's what's powerful. So you get a destiny number that can never change, and your birth date can't change either, right? When you were born, you came through with certain energy. You can always alter names. So yeah, Michelle, go over there, numbercity.com, order a report, just look at the numbers, make sure, and then read it. And you know what? If you're like, oh, I don't really love those name numbers, you can alter them by altering the spelling of your name, or maybe, adding an initial, something to shift it, because it's worth it if it's a challenge to you. So thank you for that. And I think all those who didn't know the answer, that's a nice thing to know, isn't it? All right. Russ, you were born on a 4-day. Your life path number's a 4, and you have an 8 attitude. I am telling you, with those numbers, if you studied, like really studied the stock market and took something that was not, like if you invested at all, not a lot of money, just keep it simple and learn, you literally have the numbers to be successful in that field. That's just a fact. I have many clients that actually make real money, but it's studying. You know, you got double 4. 4 is a student. It's like, teach me what I don't know. And then, of course, I'd suggest doing prosperity affirmations while you do it, because I don't want you to be a guy who's like, oh man, I was doing so well in the stock market, and then boom, I lost my shirt. We don't want that other part of the story. We want nothing but success. But I'm telling you, in your numbers, that's a possibility. And also, Russ, go ahead and give me a couple career suggestions you've considered. If I see it on the sheet here, I will tell you which one would be best by the numbers, because that is what I do. All right, thanks. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and pull this up. So Pimpy says, hi, there's also a master number 33, and he has the 22 and 33. Okay, so here's the thing. Of course there is, and I actually cover it. So it's covered in the book Love by the Numbers, but it's also covered on my website. If you go to numbercity.com and just click on the numbers, you go in there and you'll see it. I actually do a really beautiful story about the master number 33. So check it out, Peppy. Date of birth. So, wait. Okay, I was looking at something at the bottom here where it's like 336. I'm like, what am I seeing? July 7th. So you're in a personal year of 5. 5, 6, 1, 0, 1. Oh, wow. Okay. So you have the numbers 1, 5, 7. Those are the mind numbers in numerology. It means you never stop thinking. You're very cerebral. And you said, I'm interested in moving to a better place, less stressful lifestyle. Happy. You know the saying, wherever you go, there you are. So you need to work on more of a life balance, because with 157, I call it the human popcorn machine. You have a ton of ideas in your head going at all times, and it can make you feel a little nuts and frustrated. And that's why you're like, where can I go that's calm? I can promise you this. If you pick a location and it breaks down to the number 7, that could be helpful, because 7 can be very peaceful. It can promote the quiet. And if that's really what you want, then that's my suggestion. The other thing, since you are a 1 life path, if you found a location that was a 2, it could promote love, peace, harmony. And one other, 3, because 3 is compatible to your 1, and it would promote connecting with others, laughter, playfulness. If you don't know how to look at locations by the numbers, the book Glynis Has Your Number literally has a chapter called Location, Location, Location. And it tells you exactly how to do it, how to break down that city, that state, that country, and make sure it's good for you. Okay? So thank you for that. And I'm bringing Vanessa back on. Vanessa, we're keeping in that time frame I promised myself. Thank you for hanging and helping.
Everyone, you were awesome. Thanks for your questions today.
All right.
And before you leave YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get your notification that Glynis will be going live.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to grab this real quick before I hang up the line. This is Kat. She says, feels like health and wealth has been a lifelong struggle of survival. I was born 2 months early. Okay. For the record, that's not why. It's not why. So just let that go. You have an 8 attitude. You're born on a 7 day, and you're an 8 life path. 8s are here to figure out money. There are usually 2 types of 8s. They either spend a lot of money, like somehow it just slips through their fingers, or they have it all in the bank because they're afraid to spend it. So you need to have a new relationship with money. And if you do, like, just start doing an affirmation. I'm just going to give you one off the cuff and say, which one would I give you? I would just go with, my financial opportunities are boundless and the universe supports me completely. My financial opportunities are boundless and the universe supports me completely. My financial opportunities are boundless and the universe supports me completely. Do that, Kat. Start saying that out loud 15 minutes a day. That's going to help. All right. And then the 7 part of you, I'm asking you to work on that spiritual side of who you are, because sometimes you feel like the weight of the world's all on your shoulders, and you need to learn to say the phrase, never say what could go wrong, what else could go wrong, because the universe is a show off and it will find something else to show you. So don't do that, but promise me you'll start doing that affirmation. And thank you. Thanks for the question. And I want everyone to have a great weekend. And I'm going to keep doing this. If you subscribe and follow the channel, then I will say, oh, there's a group of people I need to talk to. This is Numerologist Glynis McCants. Have a great weekend.